All right, so number 4, they just want you to find all the zeros. So let me just say this. The purpose of this activity is for you to be able to go through and find the possible zeros, and then to use synthetic division and verify them, and other methods as needed, like factoring, once you get down to quadratic. So there is a method that we haven't talked about, which is a factor by grouping. So when you have a third degree, there is a factoring method that sometimes works. So we're going to show you and model that, and then if not, we'll continue with the previous method. So I'm going to write this in order. So we have a negative 4x to the third, and I'm just picking out that where my arrow, my cursor, my mouse is pointing at the 4 to the third. That's the biggest degree. It has a minus in front of it, so I want that out front. And then my squared term is next. It has a minus in front of it, so minus 8x squared. And then the 29x is next. It's positive, no negative in front of it, so plus 29x. And then minus 12. So I'm just going to write that in order. Now, I'm looking at this, and I know how factor by grouping works. You would group 2 terms at a time, and then you would divide out of the first 2, and then hopefully the second 2 will be the same. Well, I can divide a 4 out of here, and both of these numbers will become smaller. That'll be a 1, and that'll be a 2 if you divided those by 4. 29 is prime. I can't divide anything from those, so I wouldn't be able to factor by grouping because it wouldn't be the same. So I'm just going to go ahead with the method that we did before. So the constant term, the leading coefficient, 12 and 4. We're going to list all the factors. 1 times 12, 2 times 6, and then 3 times 4. And then 4, we have 1, 2, and 4. And then positive or negative. So we have a pretty big list. All of these numbers divided by 1 is just going to give me everything on the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 12. And then added to that, all of these numbers divided by 2. So if I do 1 over 2, it's going to give me a half. 1 over 2. And then if I do 2 over 2, that's 1. 3 over 2, I don't have that. 3 over 2. 4 over 2 is 2. 6 over 2 is 3. And then 12 over 2 is 6. So we already got all those. And now I have to do everything divided by 4. So 1 over 4. 2 over 4 is a half, which we already got. 3 over 4, don't have that one. 4 over 4 is 1. 6 over 4 is 3 over 2, which we already got. And 12 over 4 is 3. So this would be your big list of possible zeros. And again, to speed this up, because I don't want to try all those numbers trying to figure out which 3 work, because only 3 at the most will work. And then sometimes you can have a double root, so it might be the same number over and over again. So instead of having to try, and this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 numbers times 2, because you have positive or negative. There's 20 different numbers, which could take you a lot of time. So we're going to use technology to figure this out, or at least get us close. We can find one of them, and then we can factor. So negative 4x to the third minus 8x squared plus 29x minus 12 minus 12. All right, I'm going to graph. And it's still zoomed in. So I'm going to go zoom 6 to see my regular window. So looks like -1, 2, 3, -4, which is in my list. So I'm going to try -4, and these other ones looks like fractional numbers. So I'm going to try a -4 first. So notice I have 3, 2, 1, 0, not missing any terms. So I'm going to put my -4 in my box. That's the one I want to try. And then I'm going to list -4, -8, +29, -12. Bring down -4. -4 times -4, +16. Combine, we get a +8. -4 times -8. Sorry, -4 times +8 will give us a -32. Combine, we get a -3. -4 times -3, +12. Combine, we get 0. All right, so x equals 4 is a 0. Now, traditionally, x equals -4. We use -4. So once you get down here, once you have 3 terms left, that's when you write it as a quadratic. So we had a 3, we had a third degree, drop it by 1, so x squared. So I'm going to rewrite this polynomial. This is -4x squared, and then plus 8x minus 3. So once we get quadratic, we want to use quadratic formula, complete the square, or factor. Now, if you wanted to factor this, we cannot factor with a negative out front. So you would have to multiply everything through by -1, and then we can factor from there. So this would be a +4x squared. This would be a -8x now, and then that would be a +3. Change all the signs. All right, let's see if this factors. 4 times 3 is 12. Factors of 12, 1 and 12, 2 and 6, 3 and 4. We want to add to get 8. Okay, 6 plus 2 will add to give us 8. All right, so this will factor. We're going to put a 4 and an x out front. Again, I don't know where the 4 goes. I don't know if it should be 1 and 4 or 2 and 2. So to skip the guessing game, I put a 4 in both. This is wrong. Okay, but we will fix it. At the back, I'm going to put the numbers we use, 2 and 6. And then going left to right, the bigger number is the first sign, so 6 is negative. And then the second sign tells me they're both the same, so both negative. Positive means the same. All right, and then from here, we're going to reduce. So both of these numbers, 2 and 4, can be divided by 2, so divide by 2, and that will give me 2x minus 1. When you divide both of those by 2 and just get rid of it, that's correcting the fact that we put that 4 there in both of them. And then here, the 4 and 6 can both be divided by 2. Divide by 2, that will give me 2x. Divide by 2 is a 3. All right, so from here, now we are in factor form. We're going to set both of those equal to 0. So 2x minus 1 equals 0. 2x minus 3 equals 0. We're going to add 1. And then divide by 2. And notice x equals 1/2. That is one of our numbers up there. And then add 3. And then divide by 2. And this also is one of our possible zeros. So 1/2, 3/2, and we also found that -4 worked.